Hello and welcome to ILTV's Evening Update. I'm Aaron Porras here with the latest news from Israel. The Defense Ministry announced last week that Israel will allow 700 Christians from Gaza to visit their families in Jerusalem and the West Bank, and also permit some 400 Gazans to travel overseas through Ben Gurion Airport. The easing of restrictions has become customary during the holiday seasons, except those years when there's violence and attacks against Israelis. On Saturday, Palestinians held their annual tree lighting ceremony in Manger Square, turning on the lights on a 15-meter-high tree. Citizens in the town, considered to be the birthplace of Jesus Christ, are hoping for a happy and successful holiday after 2 down years. The Gaza war in the summer of 2014 kept tourists away, and a wave of stabbings and shootings over the last year kept restrictions on travel to the city as well. The Israeli government said on Friday that it would release for burial 7 out of 10 bodies of slain Palestinians currently being held by Israeli authorities. The state attorney told the High Court of Justice that it will hand over the bodies of the Palestinians who carried out terrorist attacks in recent months to the families of the deceased, only on condition that they agree to the army conditions regarding the funerals. Those conditions include the locations of the graves, the number of family members and friends who can attend the funeral, and what time the funeral is held, all in order to ensure that the funerals do not turn into displays of incitement and support for terror. The state attorney continued to say that the issue of the remaining 3 bodies needs to be studied further because they were affiliated with Hamas, the internationally recognized terror organization that rules over the Gaza Strip. Bob Dylan failed to show up at the Nobel Prize ceremony as he said he wouldn't, but sent a nervous Patti Smith to accept the award on his behalf. She stumbled through Dylan's "A Hard Rain's A Gonna Fall," even forgetting a lyric, but she apologized to the audience and asked if she could start that section of the song again. In his speech, which was read by the US ambassador to Sweden, Dylan said the prize was, quote, "something I never could have imagined or seen coming. If someone had told me that I had the slightest chance of winning the Nobel Prize, I would have to think that I'd have the same odds as standing on the moon," end quote. The 75-year-old singer and songwriter said he was sorry he could not attend, but was there in spirit, and that he thanked the Academy for seeing his songs as works of literature. The 11-year-old boy whose life was saved by his father, who died in the accident, is in critical condition. Eli Nir was injured when he fell off of a cliff in the area of Nahal Tze'elem in southern Israel. His father, Dr. Omri Nir, a professor at Hebrew University, was killed as he tried to shield his son from the fall. Omri saw Eli slip while climbing a ladder attached to the side of the cliff. He caught his son off of the ladder and then tried to shield him as they both fell to the ground. Eli is now fighting for his life in an intensive care unit at Soroka Hospital in Beersheba. The tragedy happened Friday afternoon while 15 children and their parents were on an annual Jeep tour in the south of the Jewish state. Israel's reconciliation with Turkey is proceeding right on schedule, and Ankara's newest envoy is in Jerusalem today to present his credentials at the Israeli Foreign Ministry. Ambassador Kemal Okem will be doing the same in another official ceremony tomorrow, hosted by Israeli President Reuven Rivlin. Israel's own ambassador traveled to Ankara last week to present his credentials to Turkish President Erdogan. The two nations have not exchanged ambassadors for 6 years, since ties broke off over the Mavi Marmara incident. The new Turkish envoy is being described as quite excited over his new posting, and he's even bringing along his wife and 2 sons to the Jewish state, which is considered a plum assignment for most international diplomats. That's all for now. Stay tuned on ILTV.tv for our main daily broadcast playing after this. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you later with our morning briefing from Israel at 8 a.m. Eastern Time.